Today, we're going to discuss the Titans trailer. We're also going to discuss the whole controversy surrounding Starfire, the actress that plays her. And we're also going to look at some butthurt slash wrong expectations that certain individuals have with DC stuff. And here it goes. Because there are some interesting individuals out there who think that DC needs to replicate Marvel. Case in point.
Titans, I thought, could have been their version of Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. Something a bit light-hearted to move the narrative forward while being a bit lighter, reminding people that at the end of the day, what you're watching is actually quite farcical and silly. But this seems to have really put the boot in. Yeah. Gotham wasn't dark enough, Dark Knight wasn't dark enough, everything needs to be set.
So, the question is, why does Titans, a TV show, need to be similar to Thor Ragnarok? And don't get me wrong, Marvel DC comparisons happen. We like to sometimes overlook that Dr. Fate came right before Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange came after Dr. Fate, pun not intended. We overlook the closeness of how soon Doom Patrol and X-Men came about. And we also overlook other things. But the fact that you use Thor Ragnarok as a comparison is a pretty poor comparison. And don't get me wrong. I'm sure this wasn't what we were all expecting. Clearly it wasn't. But it's important to remember, for starters, that Titans isn't going to be lighthearted, and it isn't going to be like the Titans from Teen Titans from the glorious Cartoon Network days. A show that I look very fondly on and fondly remember. It's important to remember that this Titan show is going for a mature tone. And maybe it is too dark, you know? Me personally, I prefer to use the terms grounded, real, you know, not dark and brooding. It's also important to remember that Jason Todd, a character I'm also very much a fan of, is also going to play a part in the show Titans. And for the unaware, Jason Todd isn't a PG character. He isn't a G-rated Cartoon Network character. At any rate, there were some things I liked and disliked about the trailer. Let's get it out the way. I do not like how Starfire looks. However, I don't blame that on the actress. Her skin color has zero to do with how she looks. She's not the costume designer. She's not the effects person or effects supervisor, excuse me. You know, she's just there to read the lines and deliver them in the best way she knows how. You know, getting angry over a person's skin color is crazy, but whatever. There's also the complaint of Robin shouldn't be using swear words. He kills people in this moment. To me, I mean, you know, it looks like a flesh wound again. You know, I don't know. Maybe this is just like a tease or something from Raven, or I don't know, but to me it looked more like a flesh wound. And as for the complaint of him saying fuck Batman, I mean, number one, at the very beginning it said TVMA. Number two, you know, it's 2018. Fuck. But moving on, you know, them taking a grounded, you know, darker approach, you know, I'm not gonna judge it all based off of this trailer because I feel like that's wrong to do, but you know, this trailer reminds me a lot of Gotham. And for those of you that have been watching my videos, you know I'm fond of Gotham. You know, I don't know if people were expecting a live action version of the Teen Titans from Cartoon Network going into this show. Again, it's all still very early to tell what the show will turn out to be. You know, I look at it like this, you know, it's an adaptation. Some things are going to be changed. And obviously the big one for me is Robin's suit. This is probably one of the best costumes for a superhero I've seen. One of the best. I do wish that we could have saw more of Beast Boy, for example. In the trailer, he didn't look as good as I'd hoped, but again, it's just one trailer. And again, I'm not a fan of Starfire's look. However, I don't advise and I look down upon people who choose to use racist comments and harass a actress for just doing her job. I mean, at the end of the day, she can't help how she looks. You know, she can't help how the design team chooses to make her character look. I mean, after all, Starfire is actually orange. You know, she's just there to deliver her lines. You know, again, Jason Todd is going to be playing a part in Titans. How significant of a role, we don't yet know. But, you know, it's too early to tell. It looks different. That's one main thing I think I can say about the trailer. It looks different. It wasn't, you know, wasn't what I was expecting, certainly, but you know, in the right before the trailer release, they said, you know, there were reports coming out that they were going to go with a more mature, grounded, edgy tone, you know. And, you know, regardless of what complaints people have about DC being too dark, you know, Deadpool taking shots at DC, you know, saying, are you sure you're not from the DC universe? Haha. You know, it's different. It's different. And, you know, just at the end of the day, I think we could just give it a chance, give it 2 or 3 episodes, and remain optimistic. Stop harassing actresses based on their skin color, making racist remarks, you know. And for those of you that don't know, the streaming service will also include Young Justice, Swamp Thing, Young Justice Outsiders, Swamp Thing, which will premiere next year. There's also going to be a Harley Quinn animated show and much more. Monthly, it's going to run about $8, $7.99, and there's an annual yearly cost you could pay $75, $74.99. And I'm interested to see how all of this is going to end up turning out. I'm obviously hoping for the best. That Young Justice trailer was dope. I probably will do a video on that. I don't know yet. But I have a lot of videos coming out in the forthcoming weeks, and this was just one of them. My consensus on the Titans trailer is it looks different, and at the very least, I think we should all give it a chance and don't just rush to conclusions based off of this trailer. Let's just all give it a chance.